Every single Grand Theft Auto game has lied to you about how police work. Not on purpose. Rockstar wasn't trying to fool anyone. They were just building the best version of chaos they could with the technology they had at the time. But if you go back and actually study how cops behave in every mainline entry, you start noticing a pattern. The wanted system has never really been about realism, it's been about tension. And for 25 years, tension was enough. Now, with GTA 6 confirmed for November 19th, 2026, Rockstar has finally shown signs that they're chasing something different. Not just tension, believability, and that difference might be the biggest gameplay shift in the entire series. So let's actually break this down properly, game by game. What worked, what didn't, and what GTA 6 has genuinely proven so far, separated clearly from what's still just internet speculation. No leaks dressed up as facts, no made-up numbers, just what actually happened in each game and what Rockstar has actually shown us this time around. GTA 3, the birth of chaos. GTA 3 didn't invent crime games, but it invented the feeling of being hunted in 3 dimensions, and that changed everything. Before this game, nobody had felt real panic from a video game police chase. The wanted system here was simple, almost to the point of being funny by today's standards. You commit a crime, a star appears, and cops start spawning near you like they were teleporting out of thin air, because that's basically what was happening. The engine at the time couldn't simulate patrol routes or realistic dispatch, so Rockstar just spawned officers close to your position whenever your wanted level ticked up. At higher stars you get roadblocks, then SWAT, then the FBI, and at 6 stars the army rolled in with tanks in the street like Liberty City was under martial law over a stolen car. It was over the top, it wasn't trying to be grounded, and honestly that was the charm. Nobody played GTA 3 in 2001 expecting a documentary about policing. They wanted chaos, and chaos is exactly what they got. But the foundation this game set, stars equal escalation, was the DNA every future GTA wanted system would build on top of. Every sequel after this one has been Rockstar slowly trying to answer one question: how do we keep that chaos while making it feel earned instead of random? And that's the part people forget when they compare GTA 3 to modern games unfairly. Nobody in 2001 had ever driven through a city where cops actually chased you across multiple blocks with escalating force. That feeling alone sold millions of copies and built the entire foundation this franchise still stands on today. Does San Andreas the first real attempt at nuance? San Andreas is where Rockstar started asking a smarter question. Not just how do we make cops chase you, but how do we let players interact with the system instead of just running from it? This is the game that introduced spray shops where you could repaint your car to instantly break police recognition. It introduced pay and spray as an actual strategic tool, not just a cosmetic option, and for the first time evasion became something you could plan around instead of something that just happened to you. San Andreas also let players bribe their way out of trouble with pickups scattered around the map, something earlier games never had. Police behaviour became slightly more layered too. Officers would search on foot with flashlights at night, canine units would get deployed to sniff you out if you were hiding, and CJ's own reputation in different territories occasionally affected how aggressively certain factions responded to him. It still wasn't deep simulation. Cops still spawned nearby rather than realistically patrolling from set positions, and the illusion broke the moment you paid attention. But San Andreas proved something important, that players actually want tools to fight the system, not just outrun it. That idea never left the franchise again, and honestly you can trace every evasion mechanic in every GTA game since, straight back to this one. GTA 4, the game that tried to get serious. This is where things get genuinely interesting, because GTA 4 is honestly the most underrated wanted system in the whole franchise, and barely anyone gives it credit. Rockstar built GTA 4 around the Euphoria physics engine, and that engine didn't just affect ragdolls and animations, it affected how police behaved in a firefight. Officers in GTA 4 take cover, they flank. They communicate with each other in a way that actually reads as tactical instead of scripted. Get into a shootout in Liberty City and you'll notice cops peeking around corners, retreating when they take damage, and pushing forward in groups instead of walking straight at your bullets like previous games. The wanted system introduced a visible search radius on the minimap, a literal circle showing where police believed you were. If you got outside that circle and stayed hidden long enough, your wanted level would gradually drop instead of instantly vanishing. That single change made evasion feel like actual strategy instead of just holding a sprint button until a meter emptied. Noose units, roadblocks, helicopters with searchlights, all of it escalated logically depending on how much heat you generated. GTA 4 never got the credit it deserved for this because the game overall divided fans with its more grounded tone, heavier driving physics and darker story. But mechanically this wanted system was ahead of its time, and it's the clearest ancestor of what GTA 6 appears to be building toward now. If you go back and replay it today, it still holds up better than people remember. People also forget GTA 4 was the first game in the series to make hiding feel tense instead of instant. You duck into an alley, watch that circle on your mini-map slowly shrink or expand depending on how well you picked your hiding spot, and genuinely feel your heart rate change. That's not nostalgia talking, that's just good game design that got buried under criticism the driving physics received at launch. GTA 5, the step that went both ways. GTA 5 is where the series made its biggest change to the wanted system in years, and it's controversial depending on who you ask. Rockstar reduced the maximum wanted level from 6 stars down to 5, the first mainline title in the series to do that. Combat AI actually improved in some ways. Officers take cover more convincingly than in 4, they react to your weapon choice, and the overall gunplay feels sharper thanks to a full decade of engine improvements behind it. But here's the part longtime fans still argue about. GTA 5's wanted system, for as polished as it looks on the surface, is in some ways simpler than GTA 4's underneath the hood. Search radius mechanics feel less punishing, evasion is easier if you know the map, and the 5-star ceiling meant the absolute chaos of a full military response, tanks in the street, was gone entirely from the base game unless you were playing GTA Online. GTA 5 nailed presentation. The radio chatter, the visual intensity of a chase, the sound design of a helicopter locking onto you, all of that is genuinely great and still holds up more than a decade later, but depth-wise, a lot of players feel 5 prioritized spectacle over the tactical bones 4 had already built. It's not a bad system. Millions of hours of playtime prove that. It's just a system that chose style over substance in a few key areas, and Rockstar clearly knew it because almost everything GTA 6 has shown so far seems to be a direct response to that exact criticism. Red Dead Redemption 2, the masterpiece nobody talks about enough. If you want to understand where GTA 6's police AI is heading, you don't actually look at GTA 5. You look at Red Dead Redemption 2, and almost nobody makes this connection publicly enough. RDR 2 doesn't even have a star system. It has a bounty and witness system, and it is, without exaggeration, the most immersive crime consequence mechanic Rockstar has ever built. Here's how it actually works. When you commit a crime near a witness, a small indicator appears over their head, giving you a window of time to intervene before they report you, whether that means silencing them, bribing them, or simply getting out of sight before they finish. If they do report, your bounty increases specifically in that region, not globally, meaning you could be a wanted killer in 1 county and a complete unknown 3 counties over. Lawmen chase you with actual pauses, your honor level shifts how townsfolk and officers treat you, and getting arrested has real consequences, including jail time you actually serve behind bars, not a fine you pay and forget about 30 seconds later. This system respects the player's intelligence. It doesn't rely on an arbitrary star meter ticking up out of nowhere. It relies on witnesses, geography, and reputation. 3 things that actually make sense in the real world, and that's precisely the kind of thinking Rockstar has hinted GTA 6 is finally borrowing from. Think about how different that feels compared to a GTA star meter. In GTA 5, you rob a store, a star appears, cops know exactly where you are within seconds, regardless of whether anyone actually saw your face. In RDR 2, you rob a store, and if nobody was watching, nothing happens at all. That's not a small difference. That's an entirely different philosophy about what makes a crime in a video game. And it's the exact philosophy longtime fans have been begging Rockstar to bring back into the mainline GTA series for years. What GTA 6 has actually demonstrated so far. Now let's talk about what's confirmed, because this is where a lot of other channels get lazy and mix leaks with facts just to pad out a video. I'm not doing that here. I'm separating them clearly so you know exactly what Rockstar has shown versus what the internet is guessing, because your trust matters more than a few extra minutes of runtime. Confirmed directly through official trailers and Rockstar's own marketing. The 6-star wanted level is returning, up from the 5-star cap in GTA 5. That alone tells you Rockstar wants escalation to feel dangerous again after a full generation of players calling the 5-star cap too tame. Officers no longer spawn instantly on top of you the way they have in every previous game since GTA 3. Rockstar has shown that police need to actually be dispatched and physically arrive at your location, meaning there's a real window of time where you can escape before the response even begins. That single change alone might be the most significant shift in franchise history because it kills the instant materialization problem that's existed since the series went three-dimensional. Rockstar has also shown a surrender option at lower wanted levels, something the series has genuinely never had before in this form. Instead of every encounter ending in a shootout or a chase, there's now a moment where you can actually give up peacefully, and NPCs react appropriately if you're seen brandishing a weapon in public, treating that as its own escalation trigger separate from actual violence. And this part deserves real attention. Rockstar has confirmed that at lower star levels, officers attempt de-escalation or containment before jumping straight into a full-blown pursuit. That's a structural change, not a cosmetic one. GTA 5's system was largely binary: spot you, chase you. GTA 6's confirmed behaviour suggests something closer to real law enforcement logic: assess first, escalate second. Think about how big of a jump that actually is. For over 2 decades, every wanted level in this series functioned the same way regardless of context. 1 star meant the same thing whether you punched a random pedestrian or shot up a police station. GTA 6's confirmed containment behaviour at low stars suggests officers now weigh the situation before committing to force, which is closer to how actual policing decisions get made than anything this franchise has attempted before. Now here's what's still unconfirmed, still floating around from leaks and data mining, mostly traced back to the 2022 internal leak and community digging since. Description-based tracking, where witnesses describe your car colour, your clothing, and your last known direction instead of the game just knowing your exact position at all times. K9 units deployed specifically at 3 stars and above. A full military response returning at 6 stars, similar in spirit to what GTA 3 did decades ago, but far more grounded. Body cameras on officers, and officers actually questioning witnesses at a crime scene before escalating. All of this lines up logically with everything Rockstar has confirmed, and honestly, a lot of it feels inevitable given the direction they've clearly chosen. But none of it is officially locked in yet, and until Rockstar themselves confirms it through a trailer, gameplay footage, or a newswire post, it stays in the leak category, not the fact category. I will always tell you which is which. The angle nobody is talking about. Here's the part that most GTA 6 content completely misses, and it's the real reason this wanted system overhaul matters so much more than people realise. Every previous wanted system in this franchise was designed around one core assumption: that the player is the only intelligent actor in the world, and the police exist purely as an obstacle to react to your choices. GTA 6 is the first mainline title where the confirmed design philosophy flips that assumption. Delayed response times mean the world exists independently of you before you even commit a crime. De-escalation before pursuit means officers are making judgment calls, not just executing a script that was written years ago. A surrender option means Rockstar is finally acknowledging that not every player wants a shootout. Some players want consequences with a way out, and that's a very different kind of respect for the player than this franchise has ever shown before. This mirrors exactly what made RDR2 special. It wasn't the bounty numbers or the wanted stars. It was the feeling that the world was reacting to you as an individual with a history, not just as a trigger for a canned response that plays out the same way every time. If GTA 6 genuinely delivers on what's been confirmed so far, Leonida won't just feel like a bigger map with more cops driving faster cars. It'll feel like the first GTA world where the police actually feel like they exist for reasons beyond your own actions, going about their own business until you give them a reason not to. And that single shift from reactive chaos to something resembling actual consequence might end up being remembered as the most important change in this entire franchise's history. More important than the graphics, more important than the map size, more important than anything Rockstar puts on the back of the box. We've had 25 years of stars appearing out of nowhere and cops teleporting into existence the moment you sneeze near a pedestrian. Rockstar has now confirmed officially on record through actual trailers and actual marketing that this era is ending. Whether the leaked details turn out to be true or not, one thing is already certain based purely on what's been shown. GTA 6 isn't trying to make the wanted system louder, it's trying to make it smarter. And if San Andreas taught us players want tools, and GTA 4 taught us players want tactics, and RDR2 taught us players want consequence with humanity behind it, then GTA 6 might be the first game in this series that finally combines all three into one system. We're less than 4 months from finding out if Rockstar actually delivers on this, but for the first time in a long time, the confirmed details alone are enough to believe them. Here's the honest truth though. Confirmed features are only half the story until we actually get a controller in our hands. Trailers can show a surrender animation once and never let you know how often it actually triggers in real gameplay. Delayed police response looks great in a 30-second clip, but we don't yet know how it holds up across a full campaign, 6-star chases through Vice City traffic, or hours deep into GTA Online once millions of players are stress testing every corner of this system at once. That's the gap between what's confirmed and what's proven, and it's a gap worth remembering every time a new trailer drops, so watch this space closely. Between now and November 19th, Rockstar still has room to reveal more, confirm more, and possibly walk some of this back if early builds needed adjustment. But based purely on what's already locked in through official channels, this is shaping up to be the most ambitious, wanted system Rockstar has ever attempted, and for a franchise that built its entire identity on chaos, that's saying something.